Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ladies Room Talk Show. I'm Clarissa Kenty, your Kingdom Concierge. Happy Monday, everybody. Woo, this is a beautiful day. I cannot believe that literally you can actually go outside with sandals, flip-flops, shorts, and short sleeves and still be okay. Because the season it's interesting, but it's nice. I'm very cold-natured. So I'm good with not having to wear big coats and scarves and gloves and hats. I'm good with that. Fall is my best time of the year. And so I love this time of the year. And I'm going to take advantage of some lights. This year, I'm going to go to Gadsden for some lights. And then I'm going to swing over to the racetrack over there and check those lights out. And then there's two other spots I want to go to as well, a little bit further away from Alabama. One is on the state line. And I just want to do lights this year and a cup of cider and cocoa and coffee. I'm that girl. I'm very nostalgic and I just love just the ambiance and the aesthetics of Christmas. I love everything about Christmas. So happy holidays to all of you. And I pray that you really are having a good holiday. You know, so many things can happen to disrupt your joy, can disrupt your peace, can disrupt your happiness, but it's a choice. It is a choice. So either you can choose to be happy or you can choose to be sad, depressed, upset, all these other negative energies that can just swarm around you. But you have to decide how you're going to manage that space and time in your life. And one thing I can tell you is that time that you waste on frivolous things is time you can never get back. Ever, never get back. And so I just want to encourage all of you today, make the most of your moments. Love hard, laugh hard, and dance like nobody's watching, okay? Enjoy life. Let me tell you, I had a wonderful time this weekend. I had an opportunity to go to a conference in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, I had a good time. Big shout out to David Shands and Donnie Wiggins. They are an amazing duo that's really rocking the world out here in the business industry. And they're also rocking the world out there in the podcast production industry. But this particular conference, guys, was centered around entrepreneurship, making sure that we had everything that we needed to have, all of our ducks in a row, and really setting us up to a good position to where in business that we'll have an opportunity to be able to make millions of dollars. These two have done it. They've done it several times. And not only did they do it, but they're maintaining that status. And what they did, guys, for us Friday, all day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. that night, we were rocking, we were rolling. We had our laptops out, our pens, our pads, our tablets. We had everything out, guys. And we would really hit the ground running at this conference. If you've never been to one of their conferences, I admonish you, get out there and go. Had an opportunity to talk with them after the conference and, take some photo ops and such, but I really had a good chance to talk to them and get around their energy and get around their vibe. Listen, these are genuine people. They're very genuine. They want to see everybody win. They're relatable, they're touchable, they're humble, and I really enjoyed the backstage conversations that I had with them on Friday. And I'm looking forward to supporting what they're doing and supporting their efforts because I really believe they are the real deal, guys. They're not out here trying to do something to get something. You have so many people that do things for you because they want something in return. But this is not this type of a party here. These guys, this duo team are simply amazing and really had a great time this weekend. Yeah, and I also want to give a big shout out to my brother, Michael Lester, who encouraged me to go, and he actually was there with me as well. So both of us came away with a wealth of knowledge. Also, I want to give a big shout out to one of my roomies when I went to South Africa, Dr. Erica Jewel Littleton. I went to hear her sing last night at Faith Apostolic. And Erica, oh my goodness, her voice was just super duper fantastic. And I really enjoyed everything that they had to offer there on last night. It was timely. It was very talented people there, and it was anointed. So I really and truly had a good time there. So, guys, we have a good guest. Oh, wait. Rico was on the show last week. Rico, let's tell you something. This young man, he's smart, he's intelligent, he's a go-getter, and he is about that film industry. And so I had him on the show last night and want to give a big shout out to him. Ricochet did an amazing job on the show, and he has a play coming up here pretty soon next month, guys. So you want to make sure you stay tuned with that. So my guest here tonight, this is a wonderful show, guys. We are still, Cathy and I are still trying to get together and get lunch. But when she comes, I'm not available, and when I'm available, she's not in town. So hopefully, we can sit down and talk. I think she's going to be in town later on this week, so hopefully we can get our lunch in. But tonight, guys, I want to talk about something that she has going on that I am so intrigued in, and I'm very excited about it. It's called Self-Love, Best Love. Self-Love, Best Love. Guys, she is on tour. She's supporting her book, which I think is an amazing, good read. I've been watching her and kind of following her on social media. So I'm really excited about her being on the show here tonight. How are you, Cathy?
I'm wonderful. How are you today, Clarissa?
Girl, I am good. You are rocking and rolling. I mean, I'm like, when is she going to slow down? But I'm like, she's probably like me and not going to.
Nope, not going to. No time soon.
I'm telling you, it's not time. I was telling a friend of mine, I said, I'm just getting started. You know, kids are
That's
grown.
right.
And I'm empty
Exactly.
nesting now. And hey, I got work to do.
Same here. Yes.
Yeah. So, Cathy, listen, let's talk about your book first. So, this is a new book that you've written. It's talking about self-love, best love. You know, let's talk about that. Let's jump right on in. Why were you compelled to write such a book?
Well, actually, this is the book that didn't get all of its just due before. It's the same book, Ladies Love Yourselves First as Happiness. But out of that book, there's a lot of stuff in there talking about self-love. It's actually a story in there about my journey from, becoming a nurse to marital problems and different things like that. So it's just becoming the person that I am today. And who I am today is a person that fully loves myself 100%. And I just feel like a lot of times that's what's lacking in people, especially women, men too, but I find it more so in women because a lot of times, we're the natural nurturers and
Right.
we're the ones that are usually giving, 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 but we forget to give to ourselves. So I felt like, just from my almost 30 years of nursing and my personal journey, that it's time to get women to value themselves and pour into themselves a little bit more because you can't keep pouring from an empty cup. So
Right.
the Self Love Best Love book tour is mainly got geared toward women, but men can come as well because they're people too. But it's just to kind of empower and encourage women to love themselves, put their oxygen mask on first.
I like that. You would say that because you're a nurse. I love
Yes,
it.
of course.
I love it. You know, it's so funny because I've been kind of, reading certain things that come on social media and that sort of thing. And people are really on this thing about women pouring back into themselves because yes, we are natural nurturers. We're always ones trying to see, is everything okay? Are you fine? Running up behind, making sure this and this. And people just, and it's like, oh yeah, she's fine. She don't need any help. She doesn't need this. She doesn't need, any of those types of things. And that's such a huge misconception
Yes,
of women, especially alpha women.
yes,
So I am so glad that you are really pushing us, Cathy, to put ourselves first, to put that oxygen mask on. When you said that, of course, I went straight to Delta because
yeah,
they have it all automated now. But I was just thinking about how they talk about, hey, before you can help anybody else, put that mask on first, and then
that's
help
right.
the person beside
That's
you.
right.
There
That's
is so
right.
much truth to that.
It is a lot of truth to it. And, of course, I've seen it in my own life, but being a nurse, I see it all the time. And it's just women. It doesn't matter what race or culture you're from, because I've taken care of women from all over the world. We put our health last, we put our emotions last, our mental health, our financial health. We put everything on the back burner trying
Right.
to help somebody else. And then later on, that catches up. There's a price to pay for that. So I see that all the time. So I'm like, you know what? When I do my book tour, I'm definitely going to come up with a topic that really is meaningful. And I think that it helps people when they do start pouring into themselves. You feel better from the inside out. out. Your health is better for it because you're now putting yourself on that to-do list that you have, that you've left yourself off of, and just so many other areas of our lives that it just is very important and very impactful.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you're talking about this. And I really want a lot of our young women, our young wives, and young mothers to get a part of this tour and to get this book, because the younger they are, I think if they can get that understanding,
Yes.
making sure that you pour into yourself and balance, that term, that work-life balance is what I've been hearing a lot of buzzword about. And, just making sure that there's balance there, because you don't want to get 40 and 50 years old and now all of a sudden you don't know who you are because you lost yourself giving to this person and giving to that person. Now all this is done. Now you look back and say, okay, what's going on with me? Who am I? Number one, because you've lost that girl. And so I'm so glad that you're teaching this. And I want to make sure these young girls are getting it, because you need to know people will take from you as long as you continue to give.
Absolutely. And my target is adult women, but I also go into the schools to, talk to middle school,
Oh,
high school, and start telling them now. I wish I knew this when I was your age, that it's okay to spend time with yourself. No one, absolutely no one on the planet can give you what you can give yourself.
mhm.
And me being a nurse, I know this as a fact. No one can get inside your body and make you healthy and breathe for you. So you have to learn to value yourself just as much as you're valuing these friendships, whether it's girlfriends, guy friends, any relationship. You have to make sure you hold the space for yourself and not just always be the one doing the most. Try to balance these relationships out because, like I said, there's a price to pay when we pour in and we don't get out. I always use that glass, and
Right,
you're at halfway in these relationships. So if you sit up here and keep pouring into the other person, you're going to be bone dry and they're going to be overflowing. You got
right.
to make
And
sure
they'll
that
be
these
going on.
relationships are better. Okay, they'll
They'll
be
be going
going
on
on.
doing their next thing and living the best life while you're sitting there desolate and missing out.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And people don't really understand that or get that. And sometimes it's a short-term discomfort for a long-term gain. And you
It
have to make
is.
those sacrifices, or you may have to make those losses in order to get, sometimes to get, for God to get you where you need to be. And
Yeah.
so, and I like that you are doing these tours, because number one, I've been seeing the pictures, because I haven't been able to get to a tour yet, but I've been seeing the pictures and everybody seems like they're having a good time and great
um,
giveaways and bags and swag bags. And girl, I mean, you do it. When you do it right. Now,
I do.
have you had one here yet?
I did. I was there. When was I there? I was there in October.
Was I out
And
of town
no,
that
no,
day?
actually, I was there the first part of November. I was at Seasons 52 off 280 in the summit. I was at Seasons 52. It was sold out.
I think I was out of town.
I think you were out of
Something happened.
town then.
Yeah, because something happened. I know we were talking about it, and I'm like, I really want to go, but I
You were
can't
out of
remember what
town.
that but was.
Yeah, you're right. But I have more coming up next year. In fact, I have a few in January. I'm gonna be the first one. I just posted the flyer today. I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia on Sunday, January 5th. So
Okay.
that's gonna be the first one of 2025, and we're gonna be a private dining area there. All of my book tours are at nice restaurants in a private, exclusive dining room. So it's an exclusive experience. It's a lovely experience, and we're just in there. The group of us, everyone gets to have their three-course meal with their dessert. It
Right.
comes with your tea, lemonade, or water, and everyone walks away with a nice swag bag. I'll show you a little bit of what's in there tonight before we go. And
Okay.
I talk. I just talk for about 20 minutes, and I give, another 15, 20 minutes for Q&A, where, the people can ask me questions or get advice and things like that. So it's a very exclusive, intimate, lovely deal. It really is. And everyone, the cities that I've been to, all the women have enjoyed it. They, some people are in tears because, it's real stuff we're talking about. It's not anything made up. And they
Yeah.
walk away just feeling so much better than they came.
Wow. I love that. And see, Gloria, that's my girl Gloria. She said she was at the one in Birmingham.
She was? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I'm going to come back to Birmingham. I think I'm going to do Birmingham again around May sometime, maybe around Mother's Day, that week before, a week after. I will come because, Birmingham is my home. I was born and
Right.
raised in Birmingham. So I
Mm.
am going to come back to Birmingham. The ladies that came, they enjoyed themselves. A lot of them said if I come back, they'll come, they'll bring friends. But it
Right,
was
right.
sold out. It was a sold out room in
Mm.
Seasons 52 restaurant.
Wow. And Seasons 52 is nice. I
It's
like them. I've been
nice.
there for a couple of meetings, and I like their dessert flights. So they have like
Hmm.
several different little, and you don't feel bad because you have that's just one or two little bites, and
Yeah.
that's it. And that's really
Yeah.
all you need when you have a sweet tooth. But
Yes.
Gloria said she had a really good time, said it was fun, and she said it was for her. So that means
Yes.
that what you're doing out there is impacting lives, and it's
Yes.
changing lives. So I'm real excited about that. Cathy, let's talk a little bit about the book itself.
Uh-huh.
What are some of the you would say would be takeaways from the book? Or let me rephrase the question. What are the things that you want people to come away from after reading that book?
Um, it's hard to put it all in a nutshell because when you're talking about your life, you're talking about different experiences and trials and tribulations and your testimony. So it's hard to just, sum it down into one or two things. I think that if I had to say one thing I want someone to know when they finish reading the book is that it doesn't matter where you start in life or what you've been through, that
Right,
if you keep hope, you keep faith in God, and you keep pressing forward, that you can absolutely live your purpose and you can live your dreams. I talk about a lot of different challenges in the book that I went through with, to where I am today, from abusive relationships, marriages, also to at one point in my life, before I became a nurse, I was arrested for writing bad checks when I didn't have financial means to help take care of my
mm,
family. So I talk about how I overcame that. And I even talk about, personal things like when I lost my son. It's been 14 years now, and he passed away in a motorcycle accident, my oldest son. So I get into that a little bit too. So I've had a lot of different things in my life that have been very difficult. But with God leading me, I've been able to, persevere and to live all of my dreams. Everything that I've asked for and
right.
spoken to being with the faith and the words has come to reality.
Wow, that is so packed with so much great information.
Yes.
If there was one person, it's probably a loaded question here, but if it was one person that you would say would be the ideal person that this book speaks to, who or what would that person look like?
I think the book would mostly speak to, from what I gather with my experience, my life experience, and me being in the medical field for 30 plus years. It speaks to a broken woman.
Mm,
It speaks to a woman who may not have valued herself or doesn't value herself, and to let her know that it doesn't matter where you started or what you've been through, at any time, you can change the trajectory of your life through prayer, through being around the right people,
right,
through making solid goals and plans and sticking to those plans and goals, to getting mental health therapy if you need that. I've been in therapy. I have a therapist even to this day, from
mhm,
dealing with, going through a marriage and abuse and the loss of my son. That, if you put certain things in place to take care of yourself, you can set yourself up for success. So, any woman that is broken or been through any type of challenges in her life and is not where she wants to be, or is having a challenge getting over something, whether it's a relationship or financial means or whatever, the book will definitely empower and uplift her as well.
so what I like that you talk about counseling,
Hmm.
kind of taboo in the African American community, and
Yeah.
people, I ain't crazy, I don't talk to no counselor, blah 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 blah. And so, but what people aren't realizing, I think you laid it out so beautifully, is that self-care covers a large spectrum of things. Self-care talks about the physical, self-care talks about the financial,
Yes.
self-care talks about the mental, emotional, and psychological. And
Yes.
so when you've been through traumatic things, and a lot of us have been through our own traumatic journeys, it's always good to be able to put yourself in a space to take care of your mental state of being.
Mhm.
Because the old saying that most people have heard many years is that hurt people.
Yes.
But that is so true,
It's
because
true.
when people are hurt and they don't deal with those past hurts and emotions, then triggers hit. And when those triggers come up, those people will react instead of acting.
Mhm.
So, for instance, Kathy, if you have a bruise on your arm and you know it's there, but you kind of forgot about it. But if someone pokes it, or if you rub up against something, the soreness in that bruise, your reaction is going to be ouch or
Mhm.
jump. And that's what happens with triggers,
Mhm.
for people who have been hurt, who've had traumas in their life, maybe someone who's been hurt by in a relationship. And so now they're thinking, now these other people they're connected with are the same type of people that they were with before. Or if they have mother issues or father issues, and they have this thing that they have against men that are out there, or women who've been sexually abused by men, or men who've been sexually abused by women. They have this stigma as it relates to relationships with the opposite sex. And so what happens is that certain things will happen, then this trigger pops up. Now
Mhm.
you're going to react to that person, and now you're hurting that person because of your trauma. And so that's one of the many reasons why I like what you're doing, Kathy. The self love, the best love, and it is. And I've heard people say, "Who is it? Is it RuPaul?" How this says, "How can you love somebody else when you don't love yourself?" He said it a little differently,
Mhm.
which I won't say it like that.
Yeah.
But but that is so true. If you cannot righteously love yourself, you cannot fully engage in what God says love is. You
You
just
cannot. You cannot. And everything you said was so true. And I've seen it, like I said, being a nurse for 30 years. A lot of this stuff, the reason why I encourage therapy so much is because it starts somewhere. And so with therapy, your first session, they always take you back to your childhood, because a lot of people have experienced childhood traumas and they never went and talked to nobody about it, and they can't heal it themselves, because what
right.
it is healing. This self-love best love book tour is really a healing tour. it,
Mm,
it lays the groundwork for somebody to walk away and said, you know what, I'm going to at least try to get one session,
right,
because
right,
I know how we were raised, and especially the black community. Trust me, I know I was raised the same way, where we were
mm,
taught that if you go talk to somebody, you're crazy.
right,
But in my opinion, and what I've seen in my experience, you're actually crazy if you don't go talk to somebody. None of us were put here with all these answers and
right,
all the things we go through within life to try to fix it and solve it. How can you? Nobody can do that. So
right.
for anybody to think that, I'm supposed to deal with all this stuff myself and I can't reach out to professionals to go talk to somebody and let them help me, give me some tools to put in my toolbox to help me navigate this thing. When I lost my son in 2010, we were so close. That's my oldest son. I knew when I lost my son, within a couple of days, I got to get some help, because, we're super close. He's gone. It's a traumatic situation because he passed away on a motorcycle accident. There's no way I'm getting ready to sit up here and try to fix this.
Right.
I know I'm going to need somebody to help me. And yes, God is there to help us. We pray. But God also gave professionals the ability to help us. So why on earth will we sit here and not go get that help?
Right.
So I knew coming out of that I would need help, and I'm so glad that I signed up and started getting grief counseling within months of losing my son. And I had two younger kids still at home. The whole family went. We got grief counseling. And out of that grief counseling to this very day, I'm still a member of what's called Angel Moms.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of moms. We get together every month or two, even now, and have dinner, and we can cry on each other's shoulders, because there's no one understand this but another mom who lost a child. And it's just so much great things have come out of it. And I would not be here today had it not been for me going getting grief counseling and having this group
Mhm.
to lean on. So we have to use resources that God has put here for us to help us to become all we're supposed to become. You know,
Right.
a lot of us are struggling and not able to get to the next level or live our purpose because we won't go get the help and use the resources that are out there. So the Self Love Best Love Tour is just packed with information and also lays the groundwork for you to say it's okay for me to ask for help and get help. It's okay.
Hmm. That's right. And it is okay.
Yes.
Sometimes, especially if you sit around and you are going in your own head,
Yes.
and you're going around and around and around in your own head.
Hmm.
Sometimes when we're in that space, everything sounds perfect and right
Right.
until we get to another person who has a different perspective on
Right.
things and gives you another way of looking. Because if you stay in your mind and just stand there by yourself, you can really
Right.
get lost in some interesting ways of thinking without
Yes.
having that other perspective. So I
Right.
really truly love this. I love the book. Cathy, where can we actually get a copy of this book?
So you can go to Amazon and order the book there, or you can go to my website, Kadori.net, if you want an autograph copy. Some people like an autograph copy from me. I send those out once a week with whoever's ordered them. Or if you just want to get a copy, it's on Amazon.com. Actually, this is the book. So if you come to the book tour, you get a copy of the book. This is it.
Okay.
uh, Amazon best-selling book. It's
I
Ladies
love
Love
it.
Yourselves First. That's happiness. This is the book. It's for men and women, but it's mostly for women because, like I said, we're the nurturers. We're the one that's raising the man. So my whole philosophy is that if you take care of the woman, you take care of the mother, she's okay. She's mentally stable. She's happy. That impacts generations.
Right.
That
Right.
mother impacts generations. We have to learn how to empower and uplift these mothers because these are the people that are raising sons and daughters that's going out. So if the mother is not well, that goes down the line. So
Yep.
we have to understand where this all ends up at if we don't.
Absolutely. And I heard a gentleman talking on one of the reels, I think it was yesterday, and
Mhm.
he was talking about the role of the man and being in position of where they are providing and the pride that every man should have in doing so. That's just the
Yes.
nature of what a man is to do. And
Yes.
they are, because he was talking about how men are saying, well, what is she bringing to the table? Well, I'm bringing this. Well, he said, what are you talking about? The man owns the table. So there
Right.
is no need for her to bring anything because I'm here to take care of her. She shouldn't have the need for anything.
Right.
In doing that, he said, in doing that and providing for her, it's naturally reciprocal that
Yes.
the woman will react to what is naturally supposed to be given. So
Right.
they'll get the respect, they'll get the love, they'll get all these other things that men are looking for, but they're saying they're not getting it because there's some glitches in what they're providing. And so
Right.
I thought that what the man was saying was pretty interesting. He was an older gentleman, but I thought that his statement was quite interesting.
It
Um,
is.
yeah, and it has a lot to do with what you just said.
Yeah, it's how you're raising them. So if you're raising sons because the mother is broken or weak or just didn't know and she's doing what she was taught,
Mhm.
then this is what you get. You get men out here that keep saying, "What's the woman bringing to the table?" And it's just so idiotic when you really think about the whole layout of it. So if you think, you got a woman out here, she's doing for herself, she's got everything. Why in the world would she want to come into a relationship if she's got to do the same thing? I
Right.
mean, what would be the benefit of her leaving what she has to come over here? So the man's supposed to have this stuff set up. If he's going to take on a wife, then you need to have the things set up or get them set up. That's
Right.
just how it's supposed to be. Their key roles is to protect and provide. So
Mhm.
if you can't do that, then I don't even know why somebody's looking to have a wife. So that's very true. And we just have to teach women and girls to value themselves, to not just keep doing these same things over and over again. The definition of insanity, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same result.
Right.
So, train the mindset that it's okay to have a child, but you should really want to be married and have a
Mhm.
child. You really should, because I don't think that it's meant for anybody to be raising a child as a single mom. You
Mhm.
know, you can become a single mom, but I don't think you should start out saying I want to be a single mom. It's really hard and challenging. It really is. You know, I was married when I was raising my children, and as I look back now, I know it would have been super hard if I would have had to do it by myself.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And I have to agree. I have three.
Yes.
And it was, see, it was a challenge married with them,
Yes.
and I could not
Yes.
imagine not being married and raising three. However, my hat goes off to those who do,
Well,
because
yeah.
there are many out there raising multiple children.
Yes.
So my hat goes off to them to be able to do this, and to be able to raise beautiful and amazing children, because there's so many out there.
There are.
They're doing it. They are, and that's why they need this book.
They need it.
They
They
need
need
this
it.
book
You
because
know,
it's giving.
and all the women that I know that are single moms that I've talked to and have talked to over the years, they try to teach their daughters and other women, you know, hey, just wait, you know, try to find, you know, a good mate that's going to be there for your child and you. This is a long journey. It's a hard journey.
Right.
You know, you want to make sure your child has the best possible chance. It's okay to love people and fall in love, but before you have a child, you really need to do your research. You really need to look at red flags. You need to look at the family. You need to look at patterns. You need to look at these things, because this is a lifelong journey, you know, because once you have a child, they're here. So you know, it's okay to wait. You know, I don't know what the fascination is with people having kids as 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This is a time you need to be learning yourself, you know, and really falling in love with yourself, like you said, on the front end,
Mhm.
rather than in the 40s and 50s on the back end, discovering who you are.
Right. I think a lot of it. Hey, Katrina. Katrina said, "Great encouraging word to love yourself."
Hi, Katrina.
So, but yeah, I think that a lot of the girls are missing that component of self love,
Yes.
and they want to be loved.
Yes.
They want to be valued, and they're looking, and the song says, looking for love in all of the wrong places. And so they're
Yes.
looking for love out of these men, or out of these very difficult relationships, and they're accepting any type of treatment, any type of misbehaviors towards them, because they are liking the attention and they're mistaking it for love. And
Exactly.
so when they do that, I believe that that's where the wanting to have children young and not married, that's where some of that, not all, but that's where some of that is coming from, because they want somebody to love them without condition. And
Right.
so I get it. However, like what you said, Cathy, there are so many other components that a lot of these young girls are missing when it comes to parenting. And so it's kind of like wanting to have like a dog. I think the cutest thing, Cathy, is to get one of those little miniature poodles, those little
Yes.
teacup dogs you can just put in
Yes.
your purse. Now, aesthetically, girl, have your little heels on and your purse,
Yes.
your little dog, and but
Yeah.
behind the scenes, you have to clean this dog. You gotta take the dog
Yes.
to the vet. You gotta take the dog to get groomed. You gotta take it
Yes.
outside and walk it. You gotta wash it. You gotta do all of this stuff. And if they're full thoroughbred, then there's other things, vitamins and shots, and all
Yes.
of this other stuff, and wiping their paws before they come in the house, and picking up poop and all of this.
Yeah.
It's more than just walking around heels and a little furry
Yes.
dog up under your arm. And
Exactly.
so it looks good. It seems fun, but they're just not counting the cost.
Right.
And I think that, just like you're saying, they want to be loved, and they like the fact, because babies are so loving. They are so goo goo gaga.
Yeah.
They are. But then they
Yeah.
get up to a point to where they're older, and they get to be in middle school, and they get to be in high school, and then they need things and they want things. They go through things. And so if you are growing up with your child, then that can be a problem as well. And so,
Yes.
like you said, Cathy, count the cost. Having children is beautiful. But if you can have a choice, and you're 16, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, if you have a choice, count the cost. Do your homework.
Mm-hmm.
Do your
Yes,
homework.
absolutely, absolutely. And so with the Self Love Best Love book tour, when I was in Birmingham, I have two granddaughters. One is 10 years old and the other one is 11. Well, one just turned 10, the other one was already 11, and they came too. And
Oh,
they were
that they
sitting
learned
there.
a lot.
They came to, and they was like, oh, this is so exclusive, grandma, this is so nice. They sitting there in that private dining room eating a nice meal. They loved it, they really loved it. So
Mhm.
with me bringing them, and I have a cousin now, and she had two daughters in high school, she brought hers. I'm actually encouraging the women to bring their preteen and teenage daughters that come, because like you said, we're trying to reach girls early and teaching them self-love and teaching them how to value themselves and make themselves worthy and know that they are worthy. Then these things, if they start young, a lot of the things and issues that we see now will not be happening 10 years, 20 years from now.
Absolutely. And you know, hindsight is 2020,
Yes,
but you certainly don't want to allow hindsight to be your way of learning.
that's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
you just don't want to do that. So, you know, my prayer is that as these young girls are coming to the book tour and the lunching, that they will have a lend an ear to hear. Sometimes
Yes,
they're locked down. It's like, oh, you know, they're older than I am. What do they know? No, no, no. We will walk some steps we don't want you to walk through.
right.
So my prayer is that when they come, that they will not only just enjoy the ambiance and the aesthetics of the luncheon, but they will actually enjoy the information and just gravitate to it and allow that information just to fall into their spirit and that it will be absorbed and they can
Yes.
implement it. Because I don't think a girl is never too young to be taught to like a woman.
Oh yeah, well, absolutely. That's why I brought my granddaughters, and my cousin brought her teenage daughters, and I'm
Right.
encouraging other women to bring their daughters as they come, because it's such a wonderful experience. Like I said, it's a private dining room. It's an exclusive experience. You get to order your meal that comes to you. You get to hear, real stuff that's happening, and you get to ask questions. We
Mm,
take pictures. I have a whole bunch of self-love stuff there for sale that they can
right.
buy. So it's just an all around wonderful event. It was put together out of love and great intentions to do good and put good out into the universe.
Mhm. So, Cathy, some of us we like to travel. You know, I was in Atlanta
Yes,
this weekend. I don't have a problem getting in my car
yes,
or taking a flight and go right on to Atlanta. So you
yes,
said you have a tour coming in Atlanta. For those of us
yes,
who like to travel, and I have people who listen to me on the ladies' room, and so they live in Georgia, they live in Atlanta, in South Carolina, Mississippi, Tennessee. So we all can kind of get there within a 20 in a 2 hour time frame. So
yes,
when exactly is this? I understand that's probably your next one coming up. When is it
yes.
and where is it going to be?
Okay, so the book tour in Atlanta is going to be in Alpharetta, which is right on the little outskirts of Atlanta. It's going to be on Sunday, January 5th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay.
It will go a little longer too than 4 p.m. because we take pictures and everything. So if they go to Kadori.net and type on self love luncheons, you'll see that listed in there. You can purchase your ticket there. And I'm going to share with you the Lux gift bag that you get. It's so cute.
Oh yes, get in there. Let me see what's
It
going
comes
on.
it comes in a luxury, a nice bag, and of
Okay.
course you get your autograph book. It comes with it. You get a I love me T-shirt.
Oh, cute. I
Yeah,
love it.
I have on one now, but you get an I love me T-shirt, so you put
Okay.
that on. You get a nice mug. This one says
Mm,
you're awesome. It comes
nice.
with the straw. I have a straw down there. You get a nice keychain. There's different color keychain. This is a
That's
heart keychain.
cute.
Yes, they're very
Yes. That's
cute.
so cute.
It's all cute stuff, girl. You get a nice, beautiful scented candle.
Okay.
There's some more things in here too. And
Oh,
I'm so proud of this that I made this. This is called a powerful positive pocket affirmations that I made up. It's laminated to put in your pocket that
mm,
has affirmations that you can read every day and take with you.
nice. I love it. I love it. And I
Yes.
see where my first lady at my church, Lady Gwen, she is actually tagging various people. So she's getting the word out. This sounds like something she's probably going to
Awesome.
come to. Yeah, she is a big
Yes,
supporter
come
of things
on
like
and
this.
bring your daughters, your preteen and teenage daughters, and have a wonderful time and leave inspired and encouraged and with a bunch of goodies. A lot of the ladies that were in Birmingham, it was so funny because my two daughters that lived there, they brought the granddaughters. One of the daughters, the next day she had on her I Love Me t-shirt, and the same day she put her heart keychain on her car. I'm like, you just left right out of here and start putting stuff. She was like, yeah, it's so cute. So I was like, it
It is.
tickled me because I'm like, I thought you would wait a couple of days, but she had it on the next day.
Yeah, that it's really cute. And I definitely want one of those t-shirts. Are you still coming in town Friday?
I'm still coming on Friday.
Okay.
My grandson, he's graduating in May from Clay Chalkville, so he just made the All-Star football team, and he just
Okay.
signed on. He has a full
Nice.
ride to Alabama State University.
Okay.
So I'm coming in on Friday. We're doing a little celebration for him because he's actually the first one in my lineage to have a full ride to college. So we're just
Nice.
excited about that, because I just finished paying for my student loans like 2 years ago. So could you imagine having your whole college paid for? I'm like, this is so awesome.
Yeah, that is good. Congratulations. Hopefully we could set aside some time and
Yes.
get together either before graduation or afterwards. So
Yeah.
we'll work on setting that time
We
aside. But
will. We will definitely coordinate our schedules and get together. I would love to do that. Yes.
yeah, let's see. I wore mine and I bought a sweatshirt. Okay. So you got a sweatshirt too. Gloria says she got a t-shirt and a sweatshirt.
Okay. So let me show you. This is what I have now. These are my hoodies.
Cute.
And they come in like 10 different colors. They're also on the Kadori.net. If you go to shop, you get those. They're actually half off through the holiday season. So
Okay.
they're normally like 49. So now you can get a whole hoodie and a free holiday gift bag for $25.
Nice. Oh, what?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's
So they've
cute.
been they've
Yeah.
been selling out because everybody loves to wear a nice warm hoodie, and these kids they wear them year
Especially when
round,
it's
but
cute.
it's
Because you
cute.
can
It's
dress
really
it
cute.
up, you can dress it down, you can put some heels on that thing, you can throw some boots on. I mean,
Yep.
you can just really dress it up or down.
Dress up or down. And they come in all colors, like your favorite school colors. Like my grandson is graduating. They wear those hoodies all the time in their school colors. It's
Mhm.
for boys and girls because it's I love me. So self-love is for everybody.
It is. It is. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Gloria says she has a purple one, and she
Yep.
says she has to get another one. So I guess
Yes.
she'll share. And look, and Lady Gwen says that she wants one. That's my first lady. So I tell you what, bring Lady Gwen. What color do you want? Put that in the chat. Put that down in the comments on what color you want. And so, and put your size in there too, Lady Gwen. So when you come in town, I will get that for my first lady.
Okay, I'll bring
So,
some. If somebody orders them that's in Birmingham, when I come, I'll bring them with me and I'll bring them in your little holiday gift bag.
yes, please do. And you said you had some kind of bundle, correct?
Yeah, well, I have bundles on there too if you want to buy a hoodie, a t-shirt, or something. And so also when you come to Self Love Best Love Book Tour, I have hoodies and things like that there for sale too. So in
Okay.
addition to your gift bag, you can buy stuff as well. But yeah, if you get that between now and the end of the year, you get it for half off. Yep.
Excellent. Okay. So she wants a purple one.
All right. What
Yes.
what's she trying to do to Parker Thundering Herds? I see they just got their first championship.
I don't think Lady Gwen went to Parker. I
She just likes
don't think
purple.
so.
She just
Well,
likes purple.
purple is our church color
Oh,
at
okay.
Empowerment Word
Okay.
Church in Alabaster.
Okay,
Pastor Sean
nice.
and Lady Gwen
Nice.
Edwards, they are pastors there. So purple is
Yeah.
that's our
Okay.
color of the church. So yes,
Awesome.
so we definitely get that. Amber says she has black, white, and a purple one.
Yeah. A lot of people have a lot of different because it's an affirmation. You're
Right.
walking around with the affirmation on. So it's awesome. People love them.
Yes. Okay. Well, I tell you what, before we go tonight, what I like to do, Cathy, and you know this about me by now, I love to have my guests to give really good um encouraging words before they leave, something
Yes.
that can encourage the listener about the importance of self-love.
Yes.
If you can give them an encouraging word, just briefly, something that you can just have on your heart that you can share and just really encourage people to make it a priority, let it be intentional about implementing self-love. I'm going to bring you down to to the screen full center by yourself for a second, and then I'll pop back in
Okay.
when you're done. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I have two important jewels that I would like to say. First of all, each person, you are the only you on the planet. And I think that once you learn to value that and love that, that just hits differently. That nobody has your fingerprint, nobody is you. So, whatever your purpose is, whatever your gifts are, your dreams are, if you don't do them, they'll never be done. So, just sit in that for a minute and think about that. I'm the only me on the planet. There's never been another me before, and there'll never be another me. So that right there holds a lot of weight. So that means you're very important. You're very valuable. There's only one you. You were made for something, and you have to learn that you're valuable. So, in my book tours, I talk about this, and it's one of the most powerful things that I do there. And you have to be there to see it. But I talk about the oxygen mask, and I talk about how when you get on that plane, and the instructions from the stewardess is that if this plane starts to go down, put your oxygen mask on first. And why do they say that? Because if you're reaching over here to put anybody else's oxygen mask on, anybody else, and this altitude drops, you're going to die of oxygen deprivation. So you're not going to be around to see that person that you was putting on the oxygen mask. So you have to learn the value of self-worth and self-love. Stop trying to pour from an empty cup. Any relationship that you're in, if those people love you and care about you, they will pour back into you. And if they're not doing that, just slowly come out of that relationship. You can wish people well. Let's say it's family members. You can wish them well. You can pray for them from afar. You can love them from afar. But there's nothing that can take the place of you, and start loving and valuing yourself like you never have before. We're about to start a new year. I pray that everyone goes into the new year with a new mindset, a renewed mindset, and a mindset that says that I'm capable to have all the things that God has for me. Because when you pray to God and you have faith, He will do exceedingly and abundantly more than what you ask for. So just learn to love yourself and value yourself, and just talk good to yourself. Tell yourself things. I love me. There's only one me. I have what it takes. I can do what it takes. I can overcome these things, and just value yourself because you're worth it. You are worth it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hello, First Lady Rose. She is the First Lady as well, and she owns Miracle Academy. And so she
Awesome.
popped in tonight, so it's so good to see First Lady on that end as well. So we have some wonderful people who follow the Ladies Room Talk Show and that have been on the Ladies Room Talk Show as well.
Mhm.
So this has really been a good show, Cathy. I'm so glad that you came in, and I'm glad that
Thank
you're
you.
encouraging all of us to make
Yes.
sure that we're going into 2025 with a new mindset,
Yes.
cleansing, renewal,
Yes.
reset, restart. And it's so true. And so if we don't do that for ourselves, it just certainly won't be done.
It
So
won't be done.
yes, yes. So guys, listen, go out there and follow Cathy on her social media platform because she's always posting about the tour. She a link on there that gives you a breakdown on all the tours she's had thus far, and it also tells you of the ones that are coming up. Of course, she has one coming up in Atlanta, which is the closest to Birmingham, Alabama for right now. Then I think she's going to swing back around to Birmingham in May. But if you don't want to wait until May, go ahead and head out there in Georgia, because I think that's the one I'm going to. So I'll go to both of them, but I think I don't want to wait, until
Yeah.
May. So I'll
Awesome person.
one in Georgia. So again, Cathy, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you on and just really continue to push this book tour and your book sales. Congratulations for being the best-selling author. I'm
Thank
excited
you.
about that. That is excellent. It's good. And you're actually changing lives out here, and just continue to do what you're doing and continue to
Okay.
have women at being top of mind so that you continue to push out even more content that you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have one more thing I want to say. When
Okay.
you said the lady that works at the academy, starting in January in Dallas, I'm going to start my first stop at a middle school where I'm doing assemblies, and I'm taking the hoodies for that school color there for the kids, but I'm doing a talk on self-love and also suicide prevention. So I'm
Mm.
starting that top of the year too, getting into the schools, talking to the middle school and the high schoolers as well.
Excellent, excellent. I'm sure she's gonna take note of that.
Yes.
Um she Rosie is brilliant. She is
Yes.
brilliant, and
Awesome.
she really loves those kids, and she loves what she's doing with them. And if you go out there and follow them, you can see the things that they're doing, and they're really making some major moves, always doing amazing things. And she's always doing cutting edge, out of the box things. So
I'll
I'm sure
follow her.
she'll, yeah, she'll probably, you guys need to follow each other, and I'm sure she's probably going
Yes.
to reach out to you as well. So again, thank you, Cathy, for hanging out with me tonight. Have a wonderful, great week. And I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Hopefully we can get together on Friday.
Thank you so much.
Yes. All right, guys. As you know, hey, it's always good to have everyone here hanging out with me tonight inside the Ladies Room Talk Show. And you know what? I think I'm going to come on next Friday. I know it's the actual week of Christmas, but I want to come on. I want to hang out with you Christmas week. And so we'll talk about our Christmas whatevers and just really have a good time. All right, guys. So I'll see you back here 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time right here inside the Ladies Room Talk Show. Good night.
Step into the ladies' room with Clarissa.